Port Points, everybody. Hi, how you doing? Today we will be playing, yes, it's a new game. Once again, I'm so proud of myself. It's The Outer Worlds. It's from Obsidian, the people who made Fallout 1 and 2. Of course, we know Bethesda made Fallout 3 and 4. But Obsidian also made New Vegas with their engine or whatever. And that's... After playing all of them for the second time, I would say New Vegas with the whole wild card option and all that stuff is probably my favorite. Now, the systems and that stuff in this game are very similar to all of them. And I don't know if Obsidian is stealing from Bethesda or Bethesda stole from Obsidian in the first place, but you can see everything kind of looks the same. The systems are the same. Perk points have changed minorly.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Okay, so you just heard the ship's artificial intelligence talking to me about Ellie and Max having a fight in the kitchen, so I rushed up there, and here they are talking.
Probably not. What is it with you and books, anyway?
Some of us like to improve ourselves, Dr. Fenhill.
No, I mean keeping those paper books. You got the data pad. Why waste the cargo space?
Okay, so none of this seems important, but look at the crew selection. We're missing one member there. Okay, everybody. All you old gamers, it's time to talk about this. What does this game really remind you of? And it's not Fallout, it's not New Vegas, it's not any of that. It's KOTOR, or as normal people call it, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I mean, look at that ship! And you have your two people with you, and you can interact with them, as well as the 6 other crew members, and each one has a deep and interesting personal story that you can fulfill for them and bring you closer as a crew together. So, yeah, that's what made this game for me. It's, as much as it's a Bethesda ripoff by Obsidian, or maybe Bethesda ripped off Obsidian in the first place, and then Obsidian ripped them off again. None of that really matters, and I don't care about any of that crap, because this is my Knights of the Old Republic sequel! Finally! And the characters do different things. Watch, check this shit out.
Is it just me, or is Groundbreaker feeling extra chilly? Maybe you ought to help yourself to a piping hot frozen dinner.
Oh, it's Martin. Hey, Martin. Still wearing the hat?
How observant. Looking for some Spacer's Chaw? It's recommended by 11 out of 10 Spacer's Choice medical professionals.
What are you saying, Martin? That's an Auntie Cleo's product.
My law, what have I done? The company will have my head. Both of them. This is awful. Help me, oh Lord!
Gotcha. What I wouldn't give to see the look on your face. This guy's real easy to fuck with.
So there you go, just like Knights of the Old Republic. I'm trying real hard not to call it KOTOR, which is the nerd name, KOTOR. But just like in Knights of the Old Republic, the people you bring on every mission change the mission and the dialogue options. Now let's talk about the shooting in this game. It's solid, it's fun, it's responsive. They do not have VATS, instead they just have time dilation, which you are seeing right there. That's time dilation. So you cannot select a part on the body to injure specifically. It's just matrix slowdown time. I kind of like it. I don't know. Some people might hate it. It's not VATS. But I'm a shooter fan. And I have to say, I've been playing... since I beat this game, I've been playing Call of Duty WW2. And the buzzing on the controller and all that stuff, and the movement and the sound is so overwhelming. I almost prefer this over it. Actually, I totally prefer this over it. Just smooth shooting. Just looks good. Look at that guy shaking there. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, just the worlds are beautiful to look at. I think I said the story is great. The characters are fun, but they are not as deep as KOTOR or Dragon Age or Mass Effect or any of those games, obviously. There's only so much they could do there. And there is no romantic option in this story. Like those, oh, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, huh? Obsidian? Anybody? Loading time. Okay. Yeah? Yeah? I'm still waiting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. I mean, it's like Bloodborne. Come on! And you have to go so many places. It gets so frustrating to see that screen. But again, the story is great. Damn it. But it's, I have to say this, it's a very short story, comparatively. It's not an open world. It's several planets, and they have, I guess you could call them levels on those planets that you get to play through. So I was so used to the Bethesda games that when this game started to come towards its end, I was shocked, honestly. And all the videos I had seen had warned me about this. But still, it's still better than Fallout 4 for time and effort spent. Now, we can say a couple things beyond that. But just look at what's happening on the screen. I mean, all this stuff is fascinating. Every moment in the game is just deep and rewarding and wonderful to play. Spooky lady with the spooky eyes. Spooky lady. So let's talk about the world. And I'm not talking about the story or the environment or everything they set up around that. That's all great. I'm talking about how the story plays out for you, because this is a role-playing game. And in Fallout New Vegas, I stumbled onto this crazy option where I didn't want to be a part of the Brotherhood of Steel or the California Liberation whatever, or the weird Howard Hughes guy in his tower, or the killer Caesar over in the desert. And when I defied them, I had to kill a couple of the leaders of their factions, but then this thing came up on my screen that said, "You are playing as Wild Card," and then it showed a wild card. And probably one of the greatest gaming moments of my life. I just sat there and was like, hell yeah, I'm the wild card! And I know that's what they meant to do. They were just pleasing my ego, but I've never had anything happen like that story-wise, since then, and it was just, God, it was amazing. Obviously, everything after that is going to be a big come-down, of course, and this game, I played it on the good side, and there was no obvious wild card options. I did not go with the board, I stayed with Phineas for the most part, and maybe that's why it wasn't available, but this game was advertised that way, that you could play this game any way you wanted, and you could end up ruling the universe. But, you know, the best ending options, I've looked them up, and you pretty much have to play the good guy. Alright, so there you go. That's all I had to say about this game. Dork points, fully earned for my Knights of the Old Republic KOTOR sequel that I didn't expect at all. Outer Worlds, I loved it. Thank you, Obsidian. Loading time. This might take a minute, so just finish your whiskey or beer. Loading time. It's longer than the game. I think this thing isn't even open world. I know